BlaXit family, greetings. I should say Nakabik B, is that right?
Yeah, right.
Is that good afternoon? I said it wrong?
Well, you said it right.
I said it right. Hey! Say hello to BlaXit family. Say hello, BlaXit family.
Hello, BlaXit family.
Okay, so today I'm here to talk to you all, my lovely, lovely subscribers, BlaXit family, and to all the lovely messengers. I bring you and send you love from the motherland. Love from the motherland. And I've read so many brilliant comments and lovely emails, and I've got to say thank you for coming home. BlaXit family, we have returnees. BlaXit family, we have returnees. They're coming home. Yes, it's been announced that I've actually got official notification of some returnees that are coming home. And I'm going to start with one who has agreed for me to follow her from the airport, settling in here in Gambia. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But anyway, without further ado, let me introduce to you our guest today. In fact, you know what? You guys are excellent at this. So I'm not even, I should say you wonderful prince and princess. Let me correct myself. You see these Europeanisms and schisms, very hard to get out your mouth, yeah? So, Prince and Princess, please introduce yourself to our BlaXit family.
Hello, Bla Xit family. My name is Tony F. Mende from Gambia.
Hello, and my name is Aissatou Bokum from Gambia.
And who is Gambia and what is Gambia?
Basically, Gambia is an online media platform that also champions the cause of projecting the beautiful image of Africa to the world, and it's run by young people, like you can see. We actually came to the consciousness that Africa is never projected in any beautiful way towards the world, and especially in international media.
True.
And then we came together, one of our founders came together and come up with the beautiful idea that now we should project the beautiful image of Africa.
Excellent. So, I couldn't agree more. We need to project the beautiful image of Africa because I want to level with you, and I'm going to be honest with you both. Yeah, when I was in England, and this is before I started to travel to Africa, my image of Africa was that everybody was starving.
Aww.
And there were big bellied babies, who had to eat these biscuits from these organizations that gave aid, and that you all had dirty water, you did not have any clean water to drink from, and that all you had was destitution and disaster. That's all you had. So that is what I saw about Africa, and they showed us people in huts and people with spears and what are these things called, shields, covered in animal cloths, and people ran around in loin cloths, and it was all about animals and nature and the wild and the wildebeest. This is our perception of Africa. It wasn't what I've seen. It wasn't what I've been experiencing, since I was like 22. So I had to unravel everything in my head. I had to unravel everything and realize that I have been misled. I have been deceived. Everything about Africa has been misrepresented totally and completely. And we have to undo that. So you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And let me say this. I think it is a more or less a campaign against to brainwash others out there. Because I would say this, that a lot of people, a lot of those who are born in Europe, let's say, those who have never come to Africa, are actually ignorant of the reality of Africa.
Yeah.
For them, Africa is just, let's say, a country, in fact. Most of them think Africa is a country.
Yeah.
Trust this. And this because of what the media project about Africa. Let's say there's one African country that's having a problem. It is more or less perceived that Africa, let's say Ebola in Sierra Leone, that Africa has Ebola. That's the narrative that is put forward there by the media, and therefore the negativity, right, contributes to that inferiority complex in Africans and so forth. So now is a time that we tell our own stories in our own ways that are fitting.
Through you, the interview that I did with Rhoda Maya, I saw it in so many places. It was syndicated all over the world. But just on your site alone, I think it had over 900,000 views, almost 1 million views. And then I saw it syndicated in other places. So I know that, you know, that interview with Rhoda Maya and myself has had well over nearly 2 million views, which for me is prolific for an interview to have that much leverage. And I'm glad, because what I said was the truth.
England is an absolute dump. It's a dump, and London is a dump. You have small pockets of nice areas, as you do in every country, but for me, England is a dump. There are high levels of desanitation. There are issues around racism, terrible racism. I mean, how can you live in a place where you're not wanted? How can you live in a place where you're not welcome? And how can you live in a place where people are hostile to you almost every single day? You can't live your life like that. You cannot live. And money, no matter how much money or little trinkets or little things they want to give you, it is never going to justify having to suffer, and your children having to suffer. What, to live in a little matchbox house when you can live in a beautiful palatial palace like this with a swimming pool where you can pick coconuts and mangoes and oranges and live with people who like you? Oh, come on.
The people in here like you?
They love me.
I know you've seen negative comments about me calling England a dump or whatever, but people don't want the reality to be shown.
Oh,
Yes,
exactly.
I agree.
So when we came here, actually with Wadamaya the last time, you know, you see how when I heard your story, I was deeply personally touched about your story, because I am a student and a Pan-Africanist, and I champion the image of Africa. I love being who I am, my culture, my tradition, being an African. So hearing you face your son, what you face and so forth there that day, I was really touched. And all of us also, we are on the same course of projecting the good image of Africa. So we can always work together to make sure that the aim is achieved. The aim is achieved. That's why for us it's a pleasure to share videos all the time.
Yeah, it was a beautiful interview, and when Martin was like, "Oh, I think Juliet did a very good interview with Woody Maya, and we should share," and I watched the interview, and it was, you were being totally honest.
Yes.
Like, people do not need to actually see you to know you're being honest, but with the sound of your voice and how you projected, it was sincere. You were speaking sincerely, and that's the reason, I'm sure, why the video went viral, and you did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, viral, I heard from LBC, I heard from, I think it was someone from BBC, I can't even remember. I had so many interested parties trying to contact me. Like, I heard from one of our subscribers that the BBC was trying to contact me, but I didn't actually hear anything. And then LBC, they rescheduled. And I think because it's a sensitive subject, and I think just like every country, they only want to project their best. And I wasn't negatising about England, I was just being honest about my experience in England. I was being honest because, you know, I've seen the council estates, numerous council estates, where, you know, you go in, these lifts are absolutely stench of urine, and they're dirty and disgusting, and, you know, you can't even go up the stairs because someone's put feces all down no, honestly, all down the handrail. And I've worked with a lot of homeless people for over 20 odd years, 28 years. I've worked with homeless people, so people might be seeing the glamour of Oxford Street, but I'm seeing the absolute poverty and disenfranchisement of people that are homeless, looking for something to eat, looking for somewhere to stay. You know, drug addicts, seeing dirty needles, seeing people who haven't washed for days and weeks, you know, on makeshift piece of cardboards and newspapers, sleeping. I'm the one that's going and giving them food.
And we don't have those things here. We don't have homelessness here. We don't have them here.
But why?
Because society is caring. We have a caring society that each one is a brother, each one is a sister. You can watch somebody sleep on the street in Gambia without somebody asking. Somebody welcomes you in your home. You eat food, they say that it's lunch, everybody calls, everybody come, eat, so forth. That's the love and caring nature of Gambians and Africans in general. So I'm not surprised that we don't have such a here, but the media never portray what you just spoke about England or having such homeless people and so forth.
And just like he said, the reason why we don't have so much of issues with regards to that here is because we're open. It's an open-minded society, and we feel as if we're each other's brothers keepers. And like they normally say about the Gambian people, you cannot pass a compound and meet a group of people eating without them calling, "Hey Juliet, come and join us," or something.
That's true.
Yeah, like they always do that, and that's to show that you cannot go for a day without having somebody offering you to eat or to offer food to you. So it's just, I think Africa is the best. They just let the image just be out there, let the right thing be shown, and we will know that Africa is not what it is.
Can I say, I've been coming here since 2011, yeah? And no, I haven't seen the whole of Gambia yet, yeah? But I'm going to learn, and I am learning different areas and different places. But can I just say, I haven't seen a homeless person yet.
Yeah.
Not one. Not one. I haven't. I saw some comments, you know, with someone, a beautiful, beautiful princess. You know who you are. You know who you are. You sent me that email. Let's just say Sky is in your email address. That will, you know who you are. She sent me a copy of some of the statements that were made in after a Facebook post. And these are people that are influential people within the media are writing this in England, and I know who you are. And the fact is that they wrote things like, well, she thinks Africa's a dump. I'm glad that she's out of England now then. This is the kind of racist rhetoric that we have to deal with on a daily basis. And then, you know, the next one, you know, that I read was that, you know, good luck to her because all Africa is poor, there's no jobs, yeah, and there's no food.
Wow.
That is a manifestation of the ignorance that I just speak about. They're totally ignorant of the continent. They sit down there, they write about the continent and so forth. Well, they have never, if I've been here, or know the realities on the ground. So it just confirms what I just said. Because most of the time you don't blame them, because they have been asked the kids today in England, where does this chocolate come from?
Obviously, cocoa.
Yes,
they don't know where it started.
They point at the supermarket, but they have no idea of where it is grown or where it is from and so forth. This because the media, all they have been taught is that everything is here.
Yeah.
They have no idea of what is in Africa. And it's up to us to educate them and let them be informed that this is the reality in Africa and not what the media is being used to brainwash or tell them.
Yeah, I totally agree. So I did a vlog about feeling safe in Africa, and when I meant feeling safe, I meant safe from police brutality, like what we received in England. Unfortunately, stop and search laws have been abused against our young our black brothers and sisters. In fact, yesterday I received a video clip, which I'll share here. It's only a tiny little bit. And this is one of our subscribers who's actually coming to Gambia. She's coming to Gambia soon. This is her son. Her son is just 14 years old, and on Friday he was in a place called Brentwood, which is in West London, and he was walking home. It was after 8 o'clock in the evening, and he was actually then stopped by police, and unfortunately he ended up getting injured when the police, he was only 14 years old, tackled this child to the ground, held his, as you'll see in the video, held his head to the ground, bumped his head against the ground, a 14-year-old child, and saying that, oh, because of an incident. You know, this is always the excuse that they use. And, you know, we can't tolerate this anymore. We have to stop this. And that's why I say to come home. I mean, have you ever been arrested here in Gambia by police? Have you ever been arrested by police? Okay, I lived in England. I'm a woman. I was arrested for something that I didn't do by police. Basically, so many people I know, have been accosted by the police, or family members abused by the police, or accused of things that they have never done, they didn't do, they're innocent of, yet they've been put on remand and spent time in prison for things they didn't do. So when I'm talking about feeling safe, I'm not just talking about crime, I'm talking about, you know, personally being affected by miscarriages of justice just because of the colour of our skin. You know, Stephen Lawrence's case, there are so many cases, Chris's case, Mark's case, so many cases in England. You know, Cheryl Gross, too many to mention. I can't go on about the injustice that we face in England. And so this is why I'm appealing for people to come home. I'm appealing for people to come home. How many more videos are going to come into my inbox from America where I'm seeing, you know, young black men accosted and brutalized and beaten and assaulted and degraded, and young black women too, by the police. It's not right and it's not fair. And I think you've got to have a little bit of dignity. We need a little bit of dignity to be afforded to us. And it's not forthcoming. It's not forthcoming. Yeah? So, I mean, Africa is the cradle of creation, they say. Is the cradle of the beginning of time. Is the cradle of everything originates from Africa. You know, what is your message to those in the diaspora? I've had my rant. I have to rant sometimes because I get these videos and I get upset and I can't hide it. I can't hide it, especially when people are saying to me, oh, England's not a dump. These are the things that make England a dump to me. It's not whether you live in a bigger or worse house, or whether you live in a caravan even, on a caravan park, or whether you live in a shipping container, like a lot of homeless people do live in shipping containers. And that's the reality. That is the truth. I kid you not, it is the truth. So what would your message be to those in the diaspora? I want them to come home. You know, how can you convince, you know, our family to come home and to overcome some of the misinformation that has been disseminated by the Western media?
Let me say this. The last time somebody sent me a message on Facebook, really a white guy, and keep the name. He said, would you like to travel to Europe or America and continue your university study for free? I asked him why. Why such a question? And he did not reply till today. To my brothers and sisters out there, one thing you should realize is that there is no place like home. And these boys that are calling you, they are not strangers. These are actually your brothers and sisters who are asking you home. Imagine you leaving your home, abandoning your family, or being forcefully taken away from your family. Exactly. Now your family is calling you back. Now you have the chance, you have to make up the choice to come back home. Now they're asking you, come home. I think a thoughtful reflection will just lead you back home. And I hope you have one and then come back home.
Yeah, so Africa is beautiful and you can definitely make it here with hard work, perseverance and commitment. And to all our brothers and sisters out there, I feel as if they should come back, invest in Africa and settle in and, you know, reunite with your family. And let's see how best we can push the continent where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And in my case, just to let you know, there was no charges made because, of course, the whole thing was a falsification anyway. But the fact that I had to go through that experience, you know, made me really think about what am I doing here, because I know that wouldn't have happened to someone else of a different hue. I knew that wouldn't have happened to a white person. They did it to me because I was black and humiliated me and handcuffed me with my hands behind my back for nothing. For nothing. This is the whole thing. This is happening for nothing. What happened to our subscriber's son happened for nothing. They found nothing. It's just a young boy walking home. We've got to stop this targeting of our youth. And the only way to stop it is to stop them from being there in the first place. BlaXit family, today is like an extended video. Lots of photos. But listen, we just keep it real. We keep reeling on with it. And you know, I got to give a big thank you to you. I'm going to call him Mr. Sankofa because that's my new name for him, and you know, that's it. And he's behind the camera and he's doing the editing, so I want you all to send him some love and some thank you. My brother Seth is away at the moment, but I'd also bring him up, and also my husband, my son Kafre, and all of my family, and my wonderful, wonderful daughter Jayan, and my gorgeous, gorgeous son as well. I'm not mentioning his name because he's a bit more private, but Jayan has Culture, so if you're not following her, please follow Culture. That's www.curture.co.uk, and Culture UK on Instagram. That's CURLTURE, Culture on UK. Now tell us where we can get hold of you, please, as well, before we go.
You can get us on Facebook, Gambia.
Spell that.
EYE Gambia.
Okay.
No space, one word.
And your
Gambia.
Yeah, Gambia, yeah.
And your blog?
Oh, it's Isatu Bokum's Vlogs, ISATUBOKUMVLOGS. Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
you got that?
And iGambia too, you can get us online on www.igambia.gm.
For all the latest news.
All the latest news.
So you know where to get all the
Positive
latest
news about Africa.
Yeah, we love that. I mean, I actually watch your channel. I subscribe, so as you know, so you know, sometimes I hit with some fire under them comments, right? Some of them comments. But anyway, I keep it positive and I keep it with love. So let's all say together, ready? I want you to all go with me. 1, 2, 3. Say smash that like button. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Smash that like button, please. Subscribe if you haven't already. We've got over 11,000 subscribers within 2 weeks. So fam, we're doing good and we're getting bigger every day. We're not as big as Gambia, mind you. Yeah. But you know, we want all to grow together. This is not a competition. We are all, you know, sending out the same message. One destiny, one people, one love. Okay, so Bla Xit Family, you can see our family are welcoming us home, and I just wanted to share with you some of the views of you know, on the ground of the media here.